Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Rachel from Burn That Butter, and I'm on a continuing journey of health and wellness and just learning more about my personal metabolism. And I share the things that I've learned so that you don't have to do as much hard work as I've had to do. All right, so as you know, I have recently come back from a 1-week trip to Israel. I went to Tel Aviv, Israel, as a guest of the Lumen company, and this shiny face here is going to be in some Lumen commercials. It is so exciting. I'm like bubbling about it. I did some live streams at the Lumen headquarters. I was there in addition to my friends, Angus Logan and Maria Fox, and the three of us are Lumen super users, and we were invited down for a 1-week trip to go to Tel Aviv, Israel, which is where the Lumen company is based. And so we did these live streams on panels, and we also filmed some commercials, which I'm not sure when those are going to come out, but they'll be coming out in the near future. And anyhow, so while I was in Israel, and even in this very short trip, there are a couple of things that really just kind of imprinted on me, and just that I just really noticed. The first is how, as I was wandering around, everybody, and whether you're young, whether you're old, everybody in Israel is fit. Everybody is slender, well-built, not overly muscled, not overly fattened up. Everybody is kind of what I would call like an ideal body. It was stunning. And it made me think, where have we gone so wrong in the United States? Where have we gone so wrong in so many other Western countries, in the UK, in Europe, Canada, Australia? Where have we gone so wrong? And there are a couple of things that these are just kind of my thoughts on why everyone was so fit and healthy and all of that. One is just the food, okay? Tons of vegetables, tons of fresh fruits. I was taken aback walking through the market and looking at the quality of the fruits and the vegetables there. I mean, just strawberries that were just the brightest of red, watermelon that was the brightest of red, any of the melons, any of the vegetables, just really nice deep colors. We know that the deeper the color in a fruit or a vegetable, the more micronutrients you're going to have, the more antioxidant factors you're going to have. So I don't know if it's like just different varieties of fruits and vegetables that are grown. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it. The climate there is very different. Israel is, a lot of Israel is desert or desert-like. There's different types of soil. There's different types of salinity in the soil and in the water, things along those lines, right? But perhaps some of it is because the fruits and the vegetables that are available are just that much better than what we have here in the US. And I'm including, even if you buy stuff from a farmer's market, I'm including even if you grow things on your own, the flavor of the fruits and the vegetables was, if this is what we get here, this is what they get there. I mean, biting into a salad, the flavor of the lettuce actually has flavor. It's not bitter. It's not bland. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. So I think that people eat more fruits and vegetables. I think that they eat more vegetables, is just 10 times the amount of vegetables that the average American does. And then the quality is just that much better. So that's one thing. And the second thing about the food is how they eat the food. So I was just very happy with the Israeli breakfast at my hotel each morning. And you would get a lot of different little plates, kind of like, a little plate, maybe like this big. And you would get a little plate that would have olives. You would get a little plate that would have hummus. That is a ground chickpea and tahini. Tahini is made from ground sesame seeds and olive oil. So you would get hummus. You would get the olives. You would get tahini. You would get a little thing of cream cheese. The cream cheese there is very different than American style cream cheese. It's very light. It's very fluffy. It just has a completely different taste. You would get maybe like little pickles. You would get some pickled vegetables, things like pickled onions, pickled preserved lemons, kind of like these little slices, things along those lines. You would also get a little bit of bread, a little bit of butter. So you would have all of these little kind of sides, and then eggs. So the different flavors all work together. And so yes, things like olives, they're a calorie bomb, but they are full of the healthy fats. So you would get healthy fats. You would get lots of different fibers. You would get lots of different flavors, and you could kind of sort of, eat, mix and match with your food. And I think that is probably a much healthier way to eat, where it's so satisfying to have lots of different tastes that you can savor and enjoy and mix and match the combinations. And so basically two eggs, and then all of these little sides. And then you could get fresh pressed juice if you would like. There were also yogurt that was available for breakfast. There were other little breads and pastries if that's something you wanted, as well as oatmeal. Now, did I eat all of these things in one time? No, but I had quite a number of different things at my breakfast. With the oatmeal bar that they had, yes, of course they had sugar as well as honey, but there were also dried fruits. So there would be apricots, there would be dates, there would be lots of different little seeds. So there would be, for example, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, chia seeds. So you could really make a very healthy oatmeal for yourself. Or you could maybe put these seeds on like your breads with your butter or with your cheese. And so breakfast kind of being a larger meal than perhaps most people would eat, and maybe that's just because it was the hotel. I mean, I suppose if someone who didn't live in the United States came and saw a hotel breakfast at like the Best Western, right, where you can like make your own waffle, and then there's sausage and all of that. And so I don't know if that's like kind of an everyday sort of thing, or whether it's just kind of like the hotel breakfast. But my point being is that it was all very healthy foods that were offered. It wasn't waffles. It wasn't sugar cereal. It wasn't highly sugared yogurts. It was very natural foods, very whole foods, high in fiber, high in antioxidants, high in nutrients, and this was the breakfast. Okay. So The other thing that I noticed, very similarly in just the restaurants, if you ordered something, it would come with, lots of vegetables. So I think that Mediterranean style of eating is really, it's more than just having olive oil. Okay, so I think that's one of the things that Americans think, and perhaps that was pushed by the olive oil industry or something. I don't know. But it's more than just olive oil. It's having lots of different variety, having small bites of different things, and not kind of overindulging on any one particular food. It's not sugar and highly processed. Another thing that I noticed, so this would be perhaps point number 2, point number 1 being the foods, and point number 2 being, when I was walking on the beach, I was stunned at how many people were exercising on the beach, how many people were running along the beach. In fact, the first day that I went down to the beach, I thought, oh, is there a race that's happening, like an organized race or an organized club that is sponsoring some sort of a run? Because there were just large groups of people. There might be 5 people all kind of running in like a little cluster, and then there were lots of people, just individually running. Running seems to be a popular exercise. People seem to want to stay in shape, and there were lots of people running along the beach, much more so than I would ever see at an American beach, for sure. I think anytime, like I've been to Florida or I've been to California, things along those lines, maybe I see 10 people in my hour running on the beach. I probably saw 10 people in less than 5 minutes running on the beach that was there. Another thing was the availability of exercise equipment that was free and available to just any person. Now I made another couple of videos where you can see me like kind of working out and doing these body weight exercises on the beach. But it wasn't just on the beach. Lumen took us to a couple of different locations to do the filming, and I saw many stations, sort of, as it were, like little parks where you could take a child and the children could play. But not only that, but there was exercise equipment for adults that was there. Body weight exercises where you can do bench presses, you can do shoulder presses, you can do pull downs, you can do, all of these things. And this is great. And so many people were taking advantage of this. I think this is wonderful. Not only adults, but it was kind of cool because you would see children also kind of doing like these little body weight exercises on the equipment as well. Mostly adults, but children as well. And so it seems to be a culture where people value physical fitness, where they value moving their body, being strong throughout the ages. And that is just something. And not only that, okay, it's apparent that people respect this equipment. If we had something like that here in the US, I imagine in many places within a few days, that equipment would be covered with graffiti, or somebody would otherwise screw with it, right? No, this equipment was clean, it was pristine, and it seemed to be a cultural value. So maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the fact that there is a nationalized military service that young people do for a couple of years. I don't know. And I'm sure that those things also contribute towards the overall health and wellness of the people as a general statement. But you could really tell who the tourists were, because I went to film a commercial for Lumen, And I felt like I was one of the fattest people around. Like, yeah. And I realized I'm fit, I'm healthy, I still have some work to do. But, we all just sort of do our best. So some of the takeaways that I learned, I've been making kind of more Mediterranean style meals for myself, for my packed lunches, for making myself breakfast, that sort of thing. Incorporating just a little bit of sweet in with each meal, like, maybe eating a date, and having that be my carbohydrate source instead of, other types of things. So moving my body more and just enjoying movement, enjoying eating healthy foods. So hopefully this has been somewhat helpful for you. Hey, if you've made it this long, give me a little thumbs up in the comments. I'd like to know, have you been to Israel? Have you been traveling to another place where you were also sort of struck by just how healthy and fit the other people who lived there were compared to, looking around here in particularly here in the United States? We are one of the, we take pride in being one of the greatest countries in the world, but you know what? We all have a long way to go for health, wellness, fitness, and just taking care of ourselves. We can do better. We can do better. So, yeah, let me know how you feel. Let me know your impressions about such things. And I wish all of you health and wellness, and just, have a great day. I woke up a little early on my own this morning, so I'm getting ready to go out for a run before I go to work. So enjoy your life. Hey, I'm going to put my link down below for Lumen, and let me know if there's anything I can do to ever help you. Thanks so much.